Hello, how are you doing? It's actually the 1st of February and it's 10 p.m. and naisipan ko lang bigla na parang I wanna talk about something tonight. And I believe this topic is something na we all can relate about. I mean, everything na parang gusto kong pag-usapan dito sa mga videos na ina-upload ko is something that people can relate about. And I would like to start this video by asking, how are you doing? Kamusta ka ba? How is life treating you? Are you happy? Are you sad? What emotions are you feeling right now? What emotions have been dominant na nafe-feel mo throughout the past week, throughout the past months? Most especially, nakakatapos lang ng January of the 2026. So we're on the second month of the year. We still have 11 months to go. So, ayun, how was 2026 treating you so far? Parang a quick catch up lang guys na since today is Sunday, February 1, nung Friday, that's January 30, we had another two quizzes sa law, and then nung kahapon, Saturday, January 31, our schedule was from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and all of our subjects had a scheduled quiz. So it was really a hectic day, simula pa no Friday, because it's full of quizzes, full of activities and recitations, and um, we have to go through that. We have no choice but to go through that because our course is really a demanding course. So yeah, and quick catch up lang because for our context, I am really sick today. I've been feeling sick. I've been having runny nose. Sinisipon ako, nilalagnat, inuubo. And when I woke up today, I felt yung body sore, body ache talaga, nangalay talaga itong shoulders ko, left and right. And then masikip yung dibdib ko. It's because nga naipon yung plema within me. Kaya mabigat talaga siya. Kaya, ayun, I've tried several remedies naman na today, but we're gonna keep on going on performing remedies. Performing. Yeah, we're gonna keep on doing the best that we can because the world doesn't stop for us. So we have to keep going. We have to keep spinning as the world never stops spinning also. So yeah, grabe, ang haba ng introduction na yun. But yeah, just for a quick catch up lang for the context of everyone. So, our topic is, hindi ko pa pala nasasabi yung topic. And yung introduction kasi natin is it is very relevant sa topic natin today, which is the pressure to be okay all the time. Kaya kinamusta ko kayo kanina. I want you to reflect. Kamusta ka ba? Are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you ecstatic right now? Are you sad? Ano ba? 'Di ba? Like, I want you to think of the positive happenings that have happened in your life so far this year, 2026. Go on. I'll give you maybe 10 seconds para mag-relapse sa mga experiences nyo this past month, this past January. Ayan. So, I hope nakapag-isip kayo, nakapag-reminisce kayo ng mga magaganda or maybe some unfortunate things that have happened to you last January. So, kasi for me, it is really important na ina-acknowledge natin yung mga magaganda at masasamang bagay na nangyayari sa atin because that is how we maintain ourselves. That is how we become present in the present time. Ganun tayo nagiging aware of our happenings in the world by knowing kung ano ba yung mga nangyayari sa atin. Kasi 'di ba, when we are busy, most of the time talaga we tend to oversee things that is happening around us. We are so focused dun sa ginagawa natin that nakakalimutan na natin that madami ding nangyayari around us. Let's start muna from where the pressure comes from. Saan ba nanggagaling yung pressure to be okay? Bakit ba tayo nape-pressure to be okay? I think kasi it's because it is what the society is telling us to be. We need to conform with the standards, and that is to be okay. We need to show people that we are okay because siguro yung iba, they are scared na ipakita sa iba yung weakness nila, yung hindi nila okay na side. Because for me personally, you are known to be the joy of the people. So you are scared to show people yung ganong side mo na yon. And I think that also is correlated with how we define okay. How can we say that a person is okay? How can we say that we are okay and how we can say that we are not? And this is somehow parang related with what we talked about last time, that everything really in this world is subjective. For me talaga, really, one of the greatest thing that we could do is to acknowledge pain, acknowledge the obstacles that we're going to go through along the way, and we have to acknowledge that sometimes we're not going to be okay, and that is okay. There really are times na you will feel like you're not doing enough. There really are times where you're gonna feel like you're being left out, you're not at your best state. May mafe-feel mo talaga minsan na parang may kulang eh. Mafe-feel mo yun minsan na hindi mo na-perform yung best mo, na hindi ka nakikita ng ibang tao, and that is okay. Because, 'di ba, it is a common saying in life na parang ang buhay parang isang gulong. Minsan nasa taas ka, minsan nasa baba ka. And that is life. You can be okay today and not be okay tomorrow. You can be the happiest people today. You can be the happiest person today and be the saddest person at the same time. And that is okay. You can laugh right now and cry later, and that is okay. Those are emotions. Those are feelings, and that is completely normal. There's nothing wrong with that. And we have to acknowledge that na hindi sa lahat ng bagay we have to be okay. And I think na alam naman nating lahat yun eh. Parang we acknowledge to ourselves that sometimes we are really not okay. We just fear the idea of letting people know that we are not okay because people might take advantage of us not being okay. Gets? We are scared of the idea na iisipin ng ibang tao, we are weak because we are not okay. But, alam nyo, acknowledging that you are in pain and that you are not okay, there's some level of strength within it that other people do not see. There's some level of parang um, parang may kakaibang lakas kasi when you acknowledge your pain rather than being okay when in fact you really are not. Kasi kung sinasabi mo with other people that you're okay but you are really not, then you're not okay. There's something wrong with you. You are weak because you do not consider or you do not acknowledge your pain. You have to acknowledge your pain for it to be able to go away. Parang pain is pain. Acknowledging pain is the first step of eliminating them. But you cannot fully eliminate pain because without pain, ano pang purpose mo? What is life without pain? What is life without obstacles? I mean, hindi ba yun yung cost driver natin dito kumbaga when it comes to economics? 'Di ba? For a business to be successful, it first have to have capital. They have to incur expenses. They have to have man labor for them to generate income and sales. And that's also life. For you to gain success, you first have to overcome the challenges and the obstacles because challenges are part of success. Success is not success without the challenges that we encounter. Kasi yun yung nagbe-build sa'yo eh. Yun yung nagpapatibay sa'yo. So I would like to connect this with my experience before when we attended a parang hindi naman yeah, it is a religious event or religious talk that was held sa SM, and we attended nun. And sabi dun, nung nagto-talk, sabi niya, when life gives you a struggle or an obstacle na tingin mo hindi mo na siya malalagpasan, you will overcome it. Because after nung struggle na yon, after nung obstacle na yon, you were going to give birth to your miracle. Parang yung obstacle na yon, that is preparing you to your biggest miracle. So, yan yung parang hanggang ngayon, dala-dala ko siya, na parang hindi ka naman kasi bibigyan ng something na hindi mo kayang ng something na hindi mo kayang lagpasan. Just like for example, this is a very simple example, the game Block Blast. 'Di ba? That yun dun kayong nagpuput ka ng blocks into different positions and binibigyan ka ng tatlong blocks sa ilalim. When I was playing that, ang mindset kasi ng mga naglalaro nun, um, bibigyan ka ng mga things na mahihirapan kang iput or hindi mo na mailalagay para matalo ka. But no, the game gives you 3 blocks sa ilalim na mailalagay mo siya. You just have to think of the way to put it the best way possible. Gets? Parang hindi ka niya bibigyan ng block na hindi mo mailalagay dun sa puzzle. Kasi kung ganun yung gagawin ng game, walang mananalo. Kung bibigyan ka ng game na yon ng blocks na hindi mo malalagay dun sa square na yon, then useless yung game. And that is life. That is how life works also. Hindi ka bibigyan ng life or ng destiny, ng tadhana, ng problem na hindi mo kayang i-overcome. Because what is the sense of giving you problems that you cannot solve? What is the sense of giving you obstacles that you cannot cross? 'Di ba? Sa mga laban, sa mga contests, 'di ba? The criteria naman, the qualifications are humanly possible. Bakit sila magbibigay dun ng, for example, the qualification of this contest is kailangan alien ka. That is inhumane. That is not humanly possible. That is also how life works. Hindi ka niya bibigyan ng problem that they think cannot be solved. Kasi kung bibigyan ka nila ng problem na hindi mo kayang isolve, walang sense yung problem na yon. Because every problem, I believe every problem is meant to teach you a lesson. 'Di ba nga sinasabi nila, problems are what shape people. Yun yung nagsha-shape sa'yo. Yun yung nagsha-shape sa'yo into a better and stronger person. And sabi ko nga kanina, after that obstacle that you are facing right now comes your miracle. And it's the same with that. After facing that heavy, heavy problem that you are facing, for example, by that time, akala mo pinapahirapan ka niya, parang hindi na makatao yung ginagawa sa'yo ng problem na yon. But hindi mo alam that was preparing you na pala for a stronger and version you hanggang maging ready ka na for your miracle. That's the purpose of struggles. And we have to acknowledge their presence. For you to be able to succeed, you have to acknowledge the obstacles that comes along the way. You cannot succeed without struggles. You have to work hard for it. And you can be not okay. Because acknowledging risk, acknowledging pain, acknowledging expenses, acknowledging that you have to go through the hard time first before succeeding is the way to success. Kasi wala namang boom, success. Wala namang one time, big time. Everything comes with hard work with them. You have to work hard for everything. A recent experience lang, this past December, na, di ba, December is the end of the academic semester. Well, as you know naman, I'm taking accountancy, which is a very, very tough course. So, they say naman na the third year in college really is the toughest year that you're gonna face. And I will stand by that. I will really stand by that till my death. Kasi, first year into to this course, talagang okay pa eh. I mean, first year is hard kapag nandoon ka sa present moment na yon. Kasi, the transition from senior high school to college really is something different. It is a whole different story that we can talk about. Maraming pagbabago. Yung difference ng parang sa teaching, difference of your classmates, and just the difference of the environment itself is very far different from senior high school to college. So yeah, ayun yung hirap sa first year. Sa second year naman, ang hirap doon is you're going to be faced with a major subject that you don't have noong first year. Well, that's based on my experience. Kasi yung first year namin, it was just basic accounting and partnership incorporation. Yung subjects nung first year. And then nung second year, we're faced with one if not the toughest subject sa CPALI board exam, which is financial accounting and reporting, which is FAR or intermediate accounting. And I would say the transition from basic accounting to financial accounting and reporting is one of the greatest transition talaga in human history. From basic accounting to FAR, it really is crazy. So yeah, yun yung hirap ng second year. And now comes third year. Kumbaga, yung level of difficulty ng first year, eto. Level of difficulty ng second year, eto. Pero yung level of difficulty ng third year, ito. Yan, nasa bubong na. Because third year, first semester, you're going to face with a lot of board subjects. You're going to take all the board subjects na kasi eh. Yung mga prerequisites lang kasi no first and second year. Pero pagdating ng third year, lahat yan board subjects na major subjects. Combined mo pa with minor subjects na most of the time talaga, sila pa yung mga feeling major. That's what people call them. Diba? Yung mga minor subjects na most of the time talaga, mas demanding pa sila compared to the major subjects. Yun yung first sem. Comes second sem, currently we're taking second sem na wala na minor subjects. Lahat na ng subjects that we are taking are those subjects that we're going to encounter in the board exam. So, ang haba ng introduction ko, ang haba ng context ko with that. Ang story ko lang naman, well, di ba, sabi ko sa inyo, financial accounting and reporting, yung one, if not the toughest subject in the CPALI board exam. There comes advanced financial accounting and reporting, AFAR. Kasi yung kanina, FAR. Ito, AFAR. So, that subject combined with a prof na, let's say, strict when it comes to their teaching style, when it comes to grading, mahirap siya. It really is tough na makalagpas. And, ako kasi, admittedly, tamad talaga ako before. I mean, diba, what you're gonna expect is that, parang kailangan mo magbasa ng libro before ka pumasok sa school. That's how it should be. Kasi yung pagdating mo sa school, review type na yung pagtuturo ng mga prof mo. Ganun sa college kasi, or in my course, let us say, hindi ka pwedeng pumasok ng wala kang alam. Kasi pag pumasok ka na walang alam, may iwanan ka talaga. And that's exactly what I did last semester. Ewan ko, naging super laid back ako kasi wala na akong hinahabol. Sabi ko, makapasa na lang talaga. Not until dumating yung final examination. May topic kasi under AFAR na government accounting. It's one whole book. And diniscuss yun ng prof namin, yung government accounting, through online lang. I just hate online classes. Like, who loves online classes? I mean, come on. Kaya ayun. So, hindi ako nakinig doon sa government accounting. May computation side siya, pero mostly theoretical siya. And there comes final exam. Come the final exam, kasi diba sabay-sabay kasi yung mga exams namin sa subject. So, inalay ko ang AFAR. Kasi sabi ko, out of all the subjects that I am taking, afar talaga yung pinaka-confident ako. I swear to God, I was really confident about afar that I did not take my time studying it. Parang, alam mo yung, alam ko naman sa isip ko. Parang stock knowledge, kumbaga. Kasi I love studying afar. I love afar compared sa far. And so I did not study for it. Come the final exam, I was the first one the to pass the examination paper. Kasi gabi yun eh. Gabi kami nag-take ng exam. I wouldn't say I was confident with my answers because it was ang exam naman kasi lagi namin sa prof na yon is supply the answer. So imagine computation na walang choices. So you have to write exactly yung answer mo. So ayun, I passed my examination paper kasi one thing about me about examinations is that gusto ko agad siya matapos. Gano'n, parang lalo na sa theoretical questions talaga, like, hindi talaga ako magaling magsagot ng theoretical questions, like, bobo talaga ako sa theoretical questions, as in. I mean, sa computation, questions kasi, kapag gano'n, inaano ko talaga, sino-solve ko siya. Kasi I can play around the numbers. Pero sa theory, lalo na kapag hindi mo talaga alam yung tinatanong or hindi mo gamay yung topic. Ang mga questions kasi sa mga theory ng afar is very objective. Hindi siya subjective. So kapag hindi mo alam yung standard governing that certain topic, mamamali ka talaga. Hindi mo siya pwedeng idaan sa common sense or sa ESP kasi objective siya, naka-based siya sa standard, sa accounting standards. So ayun, I passed the examination paper, we checked it, and the number of items of the exam was 45. I only got 13. Wow, sinasabi ko to sa inyo ngayon. So yeah, I got 13 over 45. Di nalaman ko nga na 13/45 lang ako. Of course, I was disappointed. Kasi, with the questions sa computations, I was really confident about it. Sa partnership, sa home office and branch accounting, and sa ibang I was confident. I would say naman na parang tama naman ako. Except sa series talaga. Lalo na, may lumabas doon na computation, siguro 7 items na computation about government accounting and non-profit organizations, same with theories. Siguro all in all, mga 15 items yung lumabas na about government accounting. And just as I was saying, I did not listen to our prof discussing government accounting. Kasi online class nga yun. And yes, I am at fault with that. And I did not study about afar kasi nga I was confident that I have stock knowledge about that certain subject. And so, I failed the exam. For everyone's knowledge, again, sa course namin sa accountancy, we have a retention grade of 2.5. So there should be no grades lower than 2.5 or else you will be required to transfer or to shift to another course. So you cannot take the boards na if ganon. So yun very popular ano yan sa accountancy na may retention grade. Lagi namang ganon. So, ayun. Iniyahan ko talaga siya ng ilang araw kasi I really feared yung removal ko with the course. And we would not like that. So luckily, when I received the news naman, I passed the subject. Well, grade ko is DOS, flat DOS, so I'm okay with that. Kasi ang pinagpe-pray ko lang talaga nun is 2.5 and nakakuha pa ako ng flat DOS, so I'm okay with that. So how is that connected to the topic? It's just acknowledging pain and acknowledging that you can be not okay at times. 'Di ba? Acknowledging na hindi sa lahat ng oras you will be okay. Hindi sa lahat ng oras you're going at the top of the world. Hindi laging gano'n. Hindi laging ikaw yung icing sa ibabaw ng cupcake. Minsan, ikaw yung icing sa ibabaw ng cupcake, pero minsan ikaw yung sago sa ilalim ng milk tea. Ikaw yung nata de coco dun sa ilalim. And still, yung mga sago na yun, yung mga nata de coco na yun, they are still an important piece of that certain drink. Minsan, ikaw yung leche flan sa ibabaw ng halo-halo. Pero minsan, ikaw yung sugar sa ilalim ng halo-halo. And still, you can be the most important thing that you should have on that certain drink. Parang ikaw. You can succeed in life. You can be the winner today and be the loser tomorrow. And that is completely fine. Because, imagine, if ikaw na lang lagi yung nasa taas, how about other people? If ikaw na lang yung lagi nagsasucceed, how about other people? 'Di ba? It could be your time today and be other people's time tomorrow. You could be okay today and not be okay tomorrow. And that is completely fine. Because being not okay or not being okay is part of life. Being not okay is part of being okay. Okay? Being ugly is part of being beautiful. Just as how expenses are part of the net income. Because, di ba, in business, nire-report mo naman is net income and not the gross sales. Because that is an essential part of the income statement. Just as how important the feeling of not being okay is important with your life. Magkakaiba tayo ng definitions of okay, of being okay. So really the first thing that we can do is accept ourselves and acknowledge the potential risks, pain, and the feeling of not being okay. Kasi part yan ng natin, emotions natin. Sa inside out nga, di ba? Merong joy, but also merong sadness. Di ba? Merong joy, pero at the same time, nandun si anxiety. Pero at the end of the movie, hindi naman nila tinanggal si sadness. Hindi naman nila tinanggal si anxiety. They coexist with joy. They work together with joy. Because we have to acknowledge their presence also. We have to acknowledge that they are essential also sa feelings natin. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we can learn with this topic. That sadness coexists with happiness. That being okay and not being okay are not two different things, but rather a component of being happy. Not being okay is being okay. So, ayun. I think yun talaga yung pinaka-takeaway natin for this video. For us to acknowledge that we are still human. And for us to have a permission to be human. And as humans, it is inherent to us that we are prone from errors. And that is fucking okay. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to fall down if nakatapa ka ng bato or natisod ka. Because tao ka lang din. You could get tired. It's okay to rest. It's okay to be inconsistent. Because life also is inconsistent. Life never becomes consistent. So why should you? Life never retains on top. So why should you? Life is never okay. So why should you? And at the end of the day, it's okay to ask for help. You have to acknowledge that we still, as people, needs help from other people. Because that is how the world is meant to be. Through helping each other. Kasi sino-sino pa ba magtutulungan kundi tayo-tayo lang din. Because we ourselves know how to deal with this kasi tayo-tayo lang din nakaka-experience nito. And if ikaw, you're not feeling okay today, please do remember that it is okay. You have to acknowledge na Yes, iiyak mo lang yan. Ramdamin mo yung pain, ramdamin mo yung hirap, ramdamin mo yung sakit. So if you're not feeling okay, let it be. It's going to be okay someday, sometime, somewhere, somewhen. So yeah, I just hope that we learn something about this video. That if you ever feel the pressure to be okay again, just remember, life is never okay. So why should you? Bye.